The declension of English nouns. The English language has the two genders of nature, viz. Masculine and feminine. The animals in it are called he or she, according to the difference of their sex, and almost everything without life is called it. But because all the adjectives of this language are of one termination, it has no occasion for any other genders. The English, properly speaking, has no cases, because there is no alteration made in the words themselves, as in the Latin, but instead thereof we use some little words called particles. Thus, the nominative case is the simple noun itself. The particle of put before it, or apostrophe s after it, makes the genitive. To or for before it makes the dative. The accusative is the same with the nominative, and the vocative has o before it, and the ablative has with or from or in or by. Note 1. That when a substantive comes before a verb, it is called the nominative, and when it follows after an active verb, without a preposition intervening, it's called the accusative. This is in English. The genitive of words ending in s or double s, or of plural nouns ending in s, is expressed in English by adding the apostrophe, as in the soldier's valor, or for righteousness' sake, or the muse's aid. Note 3. That to, the sign of the dative, and o of the vocative are, in English, frequently omitted or understood to be there. Besides these, there are two little words called articles, which are commonly put before the substantive nouns, viz. A or a, or an before a vowel or a silent h, called the indefinite article, and the, which is called the definite article. A or an signifies as much as the adjective one, and is put for it as in a man, that is, one man. The is used pronominally and signifies almost the same thing with this or that, and these or those. Note 1. That proper names of men, women, towns, kingdoms, and appellatives, when used in a very general sense, have none of these articles. So we don't say the London or the Paris or the David. We say man is mortal, i.e. every man. God abhors sin, i.e. all sins. But proper names of rivers, ships, hills, etc. frequently have the, as in the River Thames or the Thames, the Britannia, as in the ship, and the Alps, as in the mountains. Note 2. That the vocative has none of these articles, and the plural, wants, that's the old form of want, meaning lacks, doesn't have, the indefinite. Note 3. That when an adjective is joined with a substantive, the article is put before both, as in a good man, the good man, and the definite is put before the adjective when the substantive is understood, as in the just shall live by faith, i.e. the just man shall live by faith. The English has two numbers, as the Latin, and the plural is commonly made by putting an s to the singular, as in book, books. Such as end in ch, sh, double s and x, which have es added to their singular, as in churches, brushes, witnesses, boxes. where it is to be noticed that such words have a syllable more in the plural than in the singular number, which likewise happens to all words ending in k, g, s, and z, as in faces, ages, houses, mazes. The reason of this proceeds from the near approach these terminations have in their sound to an S, face. Exactly. So that their plural could not be distinguished from the singular without the addition of another syllable. And for the same reason, verbs of these terminations have a syllable added to them. In their third person singular of the present tense, words that end in f or fe have their plural in ves, as in calf, calves, leaf, leaves, wife, wives, but not always. For hoof, roof, grief, mischief, dwarf, strife, muff, etc. retain the letter F, and staff has the irregular staves. Some have their plural in N, as in man, men, woman, women, child, children, chick, chicken, brother, brothers, or brethren. The last is seldom used except in sermons or in a burlesque sense. Some are more irregular, as in die and dice, mouse and mice, louse and lice, goose and geese, foot, feet, tooth, teeth, penny, pence, sow, sows, and swine, cow, cows, and the alternative, kine. Some are the same in both numbers, as in sheep, one sheep, many sheep, hose, one pair of hose, many pairs of hose. Swine, chicken, peas, deer, fish and fishes, mile and miles, horse and horses. Note that as nouns in Y do not often change the Y into IE, so these rather have IES rather than YS in the plural, as in cherry, cherries. And English noun is thus declined in the singular nominative, a king or the king, genitive, of a king, of the king, dative, to the king or to a king or for the king, accusative, a king or the king, vocative, o king, ablative, with a king or with the king, from a king or from a king, in the king or in a king, by the king or by a king. And the plural just has the S added, otherwise it's identical.